Welcome to an edition of Rod's Tabletop Sports. Today we're here to play a baseball game to help one of our fellow YouTube broadcasters of sports. His name is Sportsman Z. Sportsman Z is currently battling cancer and has been unable to get back to the table to play some Stratomatic or APBA baseball games, and this game is to honor him. I'm going to put up his GoFundMe website as he has the biggest battle of his life ahead of him, and we all wish him well. We all wish his future health will be back to normal so he can go out and do the things he loves to do, which is broadcast baseball on the tabletop, or football for that matter as well. He's a big Chicago guy, so we're going to go today with a Chicago White Sox and New York Yankees of 1954 with classic APBA Baseball. These cards are basically the original cards from 1954, 1955 edition. This is the original lineup sheet, top and bottom, so I'm going to go off the lineups for 1954. You'll see them as the players come up. Gil McDougall is going to lead off against starting pitcher Virgil Trucks in this game. And Mr. Zuhlke, Sportsman Z, I hope you enjoy this game. This is for you. All right, Gil McDougall leading off against Virgil Fire Trucks. How appropriate. And that's a 25 on McDougall. 25's a 9. That's a base hit. Now, these old school cards, they're not the same as your typical game card. They lack some of the modern characteristics of the modern APBA cards. There's no speed characteristics. Pitchers do not have X's, Y's, or Z's, and all that jazz that they've put into the game. So this is all basic stuff. Gil McDougall is on first base. Irv Noren stands in, and he's going to try to induce a double play before the great Mickey Mantle stands in. 22-year-old Mickey Mantle. 21, that is going to be a 32, and that's going to be a fly out to right field for Irv Noren for the first out of the game. All right, the Mick stands in. Mickey muscles Mantle. Gil McDougall on first. And that's a 42 for Mantle. That's a 14 walk to Mickey Mantle. Virgil Trucks did not want to make a mistake. Standing in is Yogi Berra. And this guy does not look like a baseball player, but that guy won multiple MVPs and a 9 or 10, whatever it was, championships as catcher for the Yankees, and he definitely could hit the baseball. He's listed as a catcher 9. If anyone in APBA knows, that is the best rating you can have in APBA baseball. So watch out for Yogi. Virgil's got to be careful once again. And what is that number? That's a 46. And a 46 on Berra is a 28 with runners on first and second. Let's check out the boards. Okay, the 28, fielding 1 for the Chicago White Sox. On top of the fact, Chico Carrasquel at shortstop is a 9, which is fielding 1 in fielding. Spectacular double play. Runner on third, that doesn't matter. It's a 6-4-3 to end the inning. And so Virgil Trucks gets out of damage, out of trouble, and the White Sox will be coming to the plate. Whitey Ford takes his last warm-up toss, the left-hander from Long Island City, New York, 5'10", 170. All right, Chico Carrasquel for the White Sox. He hit just 255, but he did have 95 walks. Pretty good on-base percentage there. And that's a 64. 13, strike 3 on Chico Carrasquel. Batting next, man who doesn't strike out much, Nellie Fox. Let's check his strikeout numbers. Nellie just struck out 12 times in 631 at-bats. So he's going to be a tough one. That's a 21 on Nellie Fox. That's a 32. He's going to fly out to right field. Norin handles it over there, and there's 2 down already. Manny Minoso stands in. Here we go. Guy with a lot of speed. I'll probably make a rule change and give him an F along with Mickey Mantle, because those guys, we know they were fast. And that's a 52-27. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Third to first. 1, 2, 3. Go the White Sox. 0-0 after 1 inning of play. All right, Joe Collins stands in at the dish. Facing Virgil Trucks. Joe Collins. And that's a 62 on Joe. 62 is going to be a 26. Ground ball to second. And he's out of there. Good old noisy dice shakers. Parents used to love that when me and my 2 brothers would play this game all night long. Gene Woodling playing some left field. And that's a 15-10 single for Gene Woodling. He gets on base right there. Andy Carey stands in, the third baseman. And it's a 46-30 fly ball left field. And it looks like Manny Minoso will be under that one, out number 2. And the shortstop, Phil Rizzuto, comes in. Almost got my dice stuck in there. And that's a 35 on Rizzuto. 13, strike 3. Virgil Trucks gets him. Another runner left for the Yankees, and it's 0-0 going in the bottom of the second. So first baseman Ferris Fain stands in. He had a knee injury in 1954. That limited him to just 65 games. He was hitting .302, so he was having a good year. Let's see what Fain can do against the great Whitey Ford. And that's a 13. That's going to be a 14. Bases on balls. Fain reaches base right away. All right, I'm batting. Next is Jim Rivera, outfielder. And they got some odd numbers on some of these cards. I don't know if you can notice, but a 6, a 5, 5, and 4 are the 3 numbers, which was common in these early seasons. They didn't have double columns and things like that, if you're familiar with APBA Baseball. So runner on first, Ferris Fain. Rivera gets a 42-13, strike 3. Rivera goes down. So unable to move the runner over. Should I have bunted? I don't know. They were bunting a lot more back then, but it's still just 1 out. Sherm Lawler, the catcher, stands in. And that's a 15 for Sherm. That's an 8 against a B pitcher. Let's take a look at the book. All right, against a B pitcher, top to second. Only play is at first. In time, runner to second, 1-3 is the call. All righty, George Kell stands in. Third baseman, Hall of Famer. Fain on second base. There are now 2 outs, so we need a clutch hit from Kell. 16-28, that's not going to have the distance, and it looks like with a runner on second base, I'll just quickly look at my sheet here. I think that's a shortstop to first. It is a 6-3, and that retires the side. 0-0 after 2. All right, Whitey Ford stands in at the dish. And I do like the fact that, unlike Strat, they actually have real pitchers hitting stats on these cards. Of course, that's not relevant in today's game with the DH, but I really do love having the pitcher's actual stats. There were some pitchers like Steve Carlton, Bob Gibson, even Tom Seaver from time to time could really smack that baseball. Early Wynn, I think, was a good hitting pitcher. I'm not sure if I'm right on that. Someone had a lot of home runs. Warren Spahn could even hit the ball. Whitey Ford gets a 22. That is an 8. And that'll be probably an out against a B pitcher. That's a fly to center field. I've got to take a look in my book. Line drive at the center fielder, so Whitey Ford is done. Back to the leadoff man, Gil McDougald. And Gil did single in his first at bat. And that's a 51-9, another single for Gil McDougald. So Gil just steps on first. Irv Noren stands in. We got one out. Irv looks like a pretty good hitter right there. 319, 12 dingers. Noren gets the pitch, and that's a 62. On Noren's card, that's going to be a 26. So that'll involve the second baseman, Nellie Fox, who's definitely a fielding one second baseman. We'll see what happens here on runner on first. Let's see, 26. Hard hit to second base. Runner held. Batter out. Good defense. Got a 4-3 on that play. McDougald will move to second. Big Mick stands in there. Mickey had a very solid season. He hit an even 300. Scored 129 runs. Mickey Mantle used to run like the wind. So let's see what Mickey can do. That's a 34. That's going to be a 31. And Mickey Mantle is going to fly to center field. And that is going to do it. Three innings of scoreless ball for the Yanks. They leave another base runner, their third, and it's still 0-0 in this game. Center fielder Johnny Groth stands in against the great Whitey Ford. Lead off the bottom of the third. And that's a 22 for Groth. Base hit. Leadoff man is on for the White Sox. Virgil Trucks, the pitcher, stands in. Once again, I love seeing the stats here. He at least hit a double during the year, but the most common thing to do back in the 50s through even this last 10 years, if pitchers did hit, would be to bunt. So we're going to see if we can find the sacrifice booklet and move that runner over. All right, you'll have to believe me. I've got the sacrifice booklet right in front of me. Lays it down on 11, and that's a 7. That'll be a perfect bunt for Virgil Trucks. Bunted to charging first baseman. He thinks about second, but throws to first. It's a 3-4 sack for Virgil Trucks. So there's one out. There's a runner on second base. Chico Carrascal. And that's going to be a 14-30, a fly to left field. That's not going to get the job done. Left fielder Gene Woodling camps under it. And that'll be out number 2. All right, with 2 outs. Nellie Fox, good contact hitter, hit 319. That's a 35-9. That's a single. Is that going to score, Groth? Let's find out. And a 9-play result number against a B is a single to left field RBI. So Nellie Fox comes through for the Chicago White Sox. 1-0 Chicago. The batter is now Minnie Minoso. .30 flies to left. Looked like that is going to do it for the White Sox. But they score a run. They leave a man on, but they'll take a 1-0 lead going to the 4th. Yankees lead off Yogi Berra. 6. On Berra, that's a 26. That's a ground ball to second base. Fox over to first. 1 down. Joe Collins stands in. 35. Ball 4. It's a 14. Collins takes first. Gene Woodling steps up to the plate. Collins on first base. 31. 14 walks him too. So now the batters move up one slot. Andy Carey is going to stand in for the Yankees. I was going to say another thing. The Yankees bullpen ace, of all people, is Johnny Sane. And every time I think of the Johnny Sane, Spawn and Sane and Pray for Rain, I think of the Braves. Johnny Sane, I believe, saved 22 games for this great Yankee team. So if this game gets close and the Yankees lead, I'm going to go to Sane. Doesn't sound like a Yankee, but he's definitely a Yankee. One down. First and second. Carey steps in. The pitch, 54, 32. Fly ball to right field. That's not going to get the job done. 2 outs. Virgil Trucks would love to leave these guys stranded. It is first and second. Virgil fires. Rizzuto takes 61-30. That's a fly ball to left. That is going to end the inning. And the Yankees strand their fourth and fifth runners on base. They trail 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. All right, the great Ferris Fane stands in. That's a 32-26. That's a ground ball to second. And a 4-3 play executed by Gil McDougald. 1 down. Jim Rivera stands in. That's a 13-14 ball for Jim Rivera. Takes first base. Sherm Lawler. Great defensive catcher. Not a great hitter. But you just never know with Sherm. Rivera leads off the pitch. 14-30 fly ball left. So that F7 is going to go to Gene Woodling. There are 2 outs. It'll be up to Hall of Famer George Kell to see if they can get a run across. The pitch, 43-29. And that is me, a ground ball that will retire the side. It'll be the first baseman, Collins, fielding the ball. Ford will cover the bag, and we are done with 4 innings of play. 1-0 White Sox. Virgil Trucks out there for inning number 5. Whitey Ford will be the leadoff hitter. Ford's given up 1 run. Trucks has scattered the Yankee hits and walks. That's a 65. That's a 35. That's going to be a foul out to the catcher traditionally. Let's just verify that number. Yep. F2. Ford is done. So that's 1 away. And the batter is going to be Gil McDougald. 2 for 2 today for Gil, the second baseman. Let's see what Gil's got in the bat right now. 46-26, second to first. That'll be out number 2 for the Yankees. Now batting Irv Noren with 2 outs, trying to get something started. That's a 53-15. That's a left fielder's rating. I'll have to check that and see where we're going on. The base is empty. 15. Left fielder. Minoso's a fielding 2, so I'll use the middle. Base is empty. Fly to left field. Can of corn. That'll retire the side. Noren flies to Minnie Minoso, and that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 5th for the White Sox. Groth will lead it off. That's a 54. 32, fly ball to right field. Noren's under it, 1 out. Virgil Trucks stands in. That's a 41. That's a 24, ground ball to short. Rizzuto on to first, 2 down. Chico Carrasquel. 15, 10, base hit for Chico. Got some 2-out action going for the White Sox with Nellie Fox standing in. 43, that is going to be out number 3. 29 with a runner on first base. Out at first, pitcher to first. Ford over to Collins. And that'll retire the side. Muscles Mantle stands in against Virgil Trucks, working his 6th inning of play. And what did I roll? It's a 46. Mantle, strike 3 on Mick. He took a big hack. Mantle takes a seat. Yogi Berra stands in. Mantle, I do believe, led the league in strikeouts as a hitter. He had a whole robust 107, which seems very tame by today's standards. Yogi Berra stands in, and it's a 42. Strike 3 on Yogi Berra. Back-to-back strikeouts of 2 Hall of Famers. They didn't know they were Hall of Famers at the time, though, so that's strikeout number 2. Joe Collins stands in with 2 outs. Yankees going down silently here. 52-27, ground ball to third. George Kell, the Hall of Famer, has it, throws on to first, out number 3. Yankees. No hits. No runners left. Trail 1-0 going into the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, Minnie Minoso leads off. White Sox up by 1. 12-25, ground ball to second. McDougal over to first. It is 1 down. Ferris Fane stands in. 22. Oh, it's an 8. Unfortunate. Fly to center for Fane. Mantle takes care of him. 300 hitter. I'm surprised he has 22 and 8, but he does have 2 10s, which are good stealing numbers on his card, or play result numbers. Jim Rivera, 2 down. And that's a 22 for Rivera, and it's an 8. He's also got 2 10s. Another fly to center, and Whitey Ford is cruising. 1-0 after 6 innings. White Sox narrowly leading this game. All right, top of the 7th, Gene Woodling leads off. And 12-25, ground ball to second. Nellie Fox on to first, 1 down. So Woodling will take a seat. Andy Carey's coming in. Third baseman. Flown out twice. 22 for Carey. That's a 7-base hit for Carey. Tying run has reached first base with 1 down. Phil Rizzuto stands in. Top of the 7th against Trucks. 62-28. The shortstop Carrasquel is going to give you fielding 1 with a runner on first. That will result in defense gets lead runner 6-4. So it's kind of a force out at second. And Rizzuto takes first. Carey heads to the bench. So we now have 2 outs, and the batter is Whitey Ford. I'm not going to do great advancement probably for this game. Virgil Trucks is going well. I think he has got to go 7 innings maybe to go up to an A. Maybe I will. I'm not sure at this point. But Whitey Ford, decision time. Do you bat Whitey Ford? Your team is down 1 run. You do have some good bullpen guys. Whitey Ford threw 211 innings that year, which is not an extreme amount. Let's go to the bench. Let's make this interesting. Let's get a pinch hitter in there and see if he can do some damage. With 2 outs, the pinch hitter is going to be Hank Bauer. Here we go. Backup part-time outfielder, 32-26. That is just going to be another, it looks like a fielder's choice. Probably a second to short play that'll end the inning. Bauer cannot come through in the clutch. 1-0 White Sox after 6.5. The Chief, Allie Reynolds, comes in. For Whitey Ford, who goes 6 innings, gives up 1 run, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, trailing 1-0. He will not be. He can only be the loser in this game. We'll see what comes out here. Sherman Lawler, bottom of the 7th, 65-35, fouls out to the catcher. Not a ton of hits today, not a lot of extra base hits at all, if any. George Kell stands in. That's a 26. 30 flies to left field. He's out. F7. Woodling handles it without a problem. Not a high-scoring game today so far. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and Groth scored the only run of the game. Short to first. That'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Reynolds comes in, puts out the fire. We're going to go to the top of the 8th with the Yankees trailing just by 1. So we head to the top of the 8th. Virgil Trucks will advance him to a grade A after 7 shutout innings of this murderous New York Yankee lineup. And Gil McDougall will lead off. He's got 2 hits and 3 at-bats. They need something. That's a 55. That is an 8. And with an A pitcher, it's a little different. An 8 will be a lazy pop fly put out to third base. So 1 down, F5 for McDougall. Running out of outs. The Yankees, they need to get someone on base against Virgil Trucks, who has his best stuff today. Irv Noren, 31-9. A pitcher, advanced grade, a 9 against an A. Struck him out. Put out catcher. So there's 2 outs. Getting really tough for anyone to defeat Virgil Trucks today. The White Sox fans love it. How this team finished 3rd place with 94 wins is a mystery. 51. Is that a 9 on Mantle? It is. That's me another strikeout. Mantle goes down swinging. And that great advancement works to the advantage of Virgil Trucks' 8 shutout innings. We're going to go to the ninth the bottom of the eighth, White Sox leading 1-0. Okay, Virgil, he's going to bat. He's pitching a gem. Pitched a lot of innings this year, and he's going to face off against the Chief 56. Is that a 34? Yes, 34 with bases empty. What is a 34? Skied toward the foul line. Shortstop gets it. Pop out to shortstop. One away. Batter is now the leadoff man, Chico Carrasquel. Chico, 34, 31. And Carrasquel's going to fly to center. And Allie Chief Reynolds is 1 out away from having 2 really good innings of relief. Nellie Fox, 35-9. Oh, he's a C pitcher. That's going to get him. And so a 9 against a C. Mile high pop up to left side. Third base makes the catch. F5. So Nellie goes down just like that. We're going to go to inning number 9 with the White Sox leading by a narrow margin, 1-0. Berra comes in. Leadoff man, no slouch at the plate, only down 1 run. Virgil Trucks throwing a shutout against this great Yankee team. Let's see what Yogi gets. 21. 32, Yogi's going to fly to right. So Yogi is the first out of the inning. Virgil's looking at a shutout here if he can retire Collins and Gene Woodling. So Joe Collins stands in. We got ourselves 1 out in the 9th. 24, 31 flies to center. Two down for the Yanks. They're resting all of their hopes on Gene Woodling. And that's going to be, what is it? I can't see it. It's going to be a 12, a ground ball to second. Fox has it, throws on to first base. Fain squeezes it, and that is your ball game. Yankees can't come up with any runs today. They fall to the White Sox, 1-0 on a magical game pitched by Virgil Trucks. Trucks with the shutout, 9 complete game innings, and the White Sox fans at Old Comiskey go home happy. So your player of the game today will be Virgil Trucks. 9 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks allowed, 5 strikeouts. Pitches a shutout against the great Yankee team of 1954. Only run was scored when Groth came around on a base hit by Nellie Fox in the 3rd inning. And that was all the scoring we had. Only 3 hits per team, no errors. 6 left on base for the Yankees, 4 left on base for the White Sox. So there you have it. Sportsman Z, your team won 1-0 over the New York Yankees, and we wish you well, and please contribute to the GoFundMe site if you can. Everything probably helps in his case. We wish you well, Sportsman Z. Good night from Chicago.
The 3-0 pitch. One and two, the count to Gary Ward, 2 outs in the 9th. He's 1 strike away from 300 victories. He went around and it's over. Griffey going back to the 1-inch drag, leaps high in the air, and he's got it! Double catch by the kid! The pitch. There's a long fly ball to left down the line. Over number 50 for central fielder Ryan Wine, and delivers. He struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 5,000 in history for Nolan Ryan. the pitch to Reggie. Swung on, and there it goes.